Welcome back to Attitude Effort Results, presented by Teamwork Online and the Clubhouse. If you're watching on video today on YouTube, which, by the way, we're getting a lot more people watching us on YouTube, so I'm sorry to those people. I have to look at my face while also listening to my voice. If you're on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, you only have to do one of those, and that's listen to my voice today. Pretty excited for today's episode. As you can see, if you're watching on YouTube or if we're showing some of these clips on Instagram and TikTok, I have a new background. I have a new office space. It's a brand new state. So this will be the first episode that we record in the state of North Carolina. So we're going to work out of this studio here in the apartment complex that Callie and I are in. And like we will talk a little bit about today, but also in life, you got to be adaptive. And that is one thing that this podcast has continually done. It started in Miami. Then we had both of us, Hunter and I, in Phoenix. Then Hunter was up in Buffalo, I was in Phoenix, and now I'm here on the East Coast with him again. So welcome back to the podcast with both of us being on the East Coast. Let's dive into it today. The title of today's episode is Everyone Has the Same Amount of Time. The only asset that we are guaranteed in life is time. The only asset that we are guaranteed to never get more of in life is time. Except for dirt. God is not making more dirt, which is a weird thing to think about. Think about that. No dirt will ever be created naturally. It's a weird thought. Just think about it. Not too long, just a little bit. With time, you'll never be able to get more of it. Never. And so I want to jump right into it today because the objective of today's episode is to become more efficient and effective with your time because it's the only asset that we'll never get more of, right? Be efficient and effective with your time. Today we're going to talk about 4 different things. We're going to talk about time as an asset. I really want to challenge you to rethink how you view time. This was done for me a couple years ago and it changed my entire perspective. My life is structured differently because of time. And so we're going to talk about time as an asset today. There's assets and liabilities in life. Assets are obviously the good ones, liabilities not so much. Effective use of time will be our second topic today, focusing on positive time. Again, we get to control our time. We'll focus on the positive time. And then we're going to end with some gratitude and how gratitude amplifies life. Let's dive into it today. Also, if you're watching, I'm spinning on this chair. I've never had a spinny chair before, so I apologize if you're watching and I keep spinning. I'm going to try to focus in here moving forward. All right, everybody's the same amount of time. Everybody prioritizes something. So I want you to stop right now, pause the episode, if you would need to pause the episode, and look at your screen time. Go do it. Either swipe up while I'm talking or pause this episode and go look at your screen time. Now, I want to look at this from 2 different segments. If you use your screen for work, separate the screen time for work and for play. If you don't use your phone and your screen for work, look at how much time you're using on your screen. You may think just checking Instagram when you wake up and at lunch and at your break and at dinner and before bed and during the movie doesn't cost you a lot of time, but I bet it will surprise you at how much time you actually spend on your phone. So I want you to look at that and feel if you want to prioritize your time for 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 hours on your phone. If that's something that you enjoy doing, so be it. If you want to grow in life, if you want to move the needle forward in life, if you have goals and dreams that you and your spouse or your friends or your family want to create, stop using time as an excuse because I'm sure you can find some of it. Saying you're busy is an excuse. This is really something that I'm going to get into today because I love this idea. I love this theory. And a lot of people are like, oh my goodness, you're so busy. You're so busy. Hey, how you doing today? Busy, busy, busy. How many times have we heard that word? When someone says, how you doing? What's going on? Oh, I'm busy. I'm busy. I'm busy. How about we stop saying busy? Because what does that even mean? What does being busy even mean? Are you just a busybody and doing tasks for no reason? Are you actually moving the needle? right? I believe personally you're lacking transparency because you're unable to provide a real reason as to what you're doing. It's just a cop-out. Oh, I'm busy. Oh, hey, I want you to come over for dinner tonight. I'm busy. And then you sit on the couch and watch a movie. Hey, I want you to start this business with me. Busy. Hey, I want you to come hang out and play pickleball with me. Busy. I think I'm creating like a beatbox right now. Busy. Busy. Everyone is busy and nobody is busy at the same time. You prioritize and you value your time. So just stop saying you're busy because you prioritize and you value your own time. And that saying, the busy thing, pissed me off. We already went through that, so we don't need to go down a deeper hole because I'll get pretty heated. And I'm in this apartment complex, so anybody can walk in anytime, and I already look like a crazy person, so we'll just cut it there. Right? Do you value your time with me or not? Do you value your time doing a task or not? That's the question you have to ask yourself. I don't value my time with everybody. That's why Hunter and I actually started the coaching business. I was getting very frustrated with people wasting my time by not being prepared about serious conversations they were going to have. So now if you want to waste my time, you get to pay me $50. That's the value of wasting my time, of getting on a phone call. People ruined it. Not everybody wasted time. But now if you want to get on a phone call because of how many people reach out, I value that time with talking with young individuals and college kids at $50. So it's valuing your time. I want you to ask yourself, are you avoiding responsibility? Are you avoiding discomfort by just saying you're busy and just doing things all the time? Or are you prioritizing your time? Whatever you're choosing to do, it's a priority for you. Are you choosing to watch a movie? That could be a priority. Again, I'm not attacking everybody for watching movies or sitting on their phone. I'm saying you get to prioritize your time. I prioritize about 45 minutes and some evenings an hour and a half to sit on the couch with my wife and watch a show. That's a priority for me because my wife really enjoys quality time and she really enjoys relaxing after a long day. So that's a priority for me. So I will prioritize 45 minutes to an hour and a half, because some of the episodes we watch are 45. I watch 2 of them. We do about 7 hours of TV time a week. So we prioritize 7 hours a week towards TV, right? But whatever you're choosing to do, that is a priority for you. So I want you to change your verbiage. Start saying this out loud to yourself and to others. Instead of, hey, can we hang out? No, I'm busy. Instead of that, say, I'm prioritizing seeing my grandparents this weekend, so I'm unable to hang out with you. Hey, can we hang out and go to the movies? I'm prioritizing getting a little more work done. Hey, can we go have dinner tonight? I'm prioritizing staying at work an extra 2 or 3 hours this evening to move a project along. Whatever it is, start saying that out loud. We like actionable steps here at Attitude Effort Results. That's an actual step for you. Instead of saying you're busy, say that you are prioritizing or valuing your time. I have started to hear Callie say this a lot, and it has changed the way that we collectively see our time. Hey, do you want to go to the grocery store this morning or at night? Well, if we go this morning, we're going to have to get up earlier. And Callie's like, you know what? I prioritize sleeping more. Perfect. That's the exact answer that we're looking for. Because now we can prioritize the time at the end of the day. And if we went, this morning is a great example. We were going to go to church at either 8:15 or 10:45. And I said, hey, we can go to, Callie isn't necessarily the person in the world who enjoys mornings the most. And she'll say that, and I feel confident saying that on her behalf. 8:45 church, or 8:15 church. I'm like, hey, that's pretty early. It's a half-hour drive. We can go to the later one, and we'll just work out in the morning instead. She said, no, I prioritize church first thing in the morning. The first thing I want to do on Sunday morning is praise God and to go to church. That's a priority for me. Cool. So she's choosing church over sleep in that instance. Okay? That's an actionable step for you. A quote from the book Dynamic Drive by Molly Fletcher If you haven't read the book, go do it. She says the discipline bridge is what fills the gap from your current self to your desired future. Again, this is about you. So the discipline gap on your time, being time disciplined, is what fills the gap from your current self to your desired future. A couple more actionable steps about effective time usage. Go and think about this. Task versus purpose. How sometimes it's so easy to get lost on a task and forget about our purpose. At work, at school, with your friends, on the sports field, right? You might be cold calling 100 people. Take a sales approach. You might be cold calling 100 people and try to rip through as many calls as possible. Get someone on the phone, get in a 5 or 10 minute conversation with them and be like, oh my goodness, I have to end this call because I need to call 100 people today. Well, the goal of calling 100 people isn't just to call 100 people. The goal of calling 100 people is to get people on the phone, to book meetings, to get out of office and meet them face to face, to then drive revenue. So if you're pushing people off the phone who potentially could spend money with you and drive revenue, you're missing the point. So I want you guys to think about task versus purpose. Are you getting caught in the mundane, the routine, everyday, same thing, just task and task and task? Or are you focusing on your purpose? The purpose of this podcast is to impact people. The purpose of my life here is to serve others. That doesn't have to be your purpose. What is your purpose? Move towards your purpose, not toward the task at hand. My goal in sports is to create experiences and memories while driving business forward for individuals and companies. Kind of my mission statement. Create experiences and memories while driving business forward for individuals and companies. That's my purpose. If I have an opportunity to create a memory, which is in my purpose, and or an experience, again, in my purpose, at a game, and I pass it up to go hang out with a client in the suites, in the clubs, because it's a cool area, and maybe they're having a drink, and maybe we can talk about other people in the game and sports, that's not my purpose. You won't hear me talking about the team I work for almost at all, because nowhere in my purpose does it say I talk about sports, or I talk about the team I'm working for, or I enjoy watching the team I work for. There's some real and raw. I typically don't enjoy watching the team I work for when I'm not at the game, because that's not my purpose. My purpose is to create memories and experiences and drive business for individuals and companies. So what is your purpose? And does your time reflect what your purpose is? Because everybody has the same amount of time. I was debating on whether sharing this or not. I wrote it down. I asked Hunter if I could share it. He said, actually nothing right away. He said, ooh, yeah, I don't really know about that. But what is our purpose? Our purpose is to impact people. And we believe this is going to impact people. Hunter's in a pretty tough spot. He's in an area right now where his specific purpose might not be known to him. And that's okay. And that's a tough spot to be in. And everything we say here doesn't have to be sunshines and rainbows. It can be the tough stuff. I actually think that's what people enjoy most, is we're able and willing to sit up here and tell you that life sucks sometimes. And finding your purpose is difficult. We like to be hot, humble, open, and transparent. And Hunter and I had here's a hot conversation. Hunter called me and said, hey, I need some real advice right now. And we had a tough conversation. I'm not going to reveal everything about the conversation because that's private between him and me. But we had a pretty tough conversation. A good 40, 45-minute conversation of going back and forth, asking tough questions, self-realization, finding what purpose is. So I challenge you to dig deep. Find what purpose is. Because I want you to make sure that your time is used correctly. That's my goal today. I want your time to be used correctly because it's the only asset besides dirt that we will never get more of. It is always expiring. I don't know if dirt is always expiring. I feel like it's expiring at a slower pace if it is. Time is always expiring, so I want you to use your time to fulfill your purpose. And I want you to move the needle. Always be moving the needle. That doesn't have to be business. It could be. Sometimes it might be move the family needle. I move the family needle. I actually moved my family all the way across the country just to move that needle. Could be the faith needle. Maybe decisions and your purpose have to be faith-driven. It could be the relaxation needle. I move the relaxation needle a couple times a week with Cal when we sit on the couch and don't move. But make sure the needle is moving. That's what I want today's episode to be focused on, is move the needle forward. It needs to be moving because time will never be something you'll be able to get back. Never. My third point today is focus on positive time. Time is relative because it's all about how you value and you prioritize it. But focus on positive time. You get to control how you spend your time. Nobody else gets to control that. Here's a wake-up call. Nobody else gets to control your time except for you. Well, no, Tanner, I go to work and my boss controls my time. No, Tanner, I come home from, spring break and I'm back at my parents' house and they control my time. No, you control your time. Because you might have to do what your boss says at work, but you decided to walk into that office today. Because I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100% confident, I'm very confident actually, that nobody was restraining you at the front door when you walked out that day. You chose to walk to work today. Now, the circumstances might not be great. I'm not going to sit here and say it's sunshines and rainbows. Maybe you had to take a job that you didn't necessarily want, and that's okay, but that's still a choice on how you use your time. Maybe you didn't love going home for spring break, but in some capacity, if you're in college and you chose to go home for spring break or Christmas or Thanksgiving, you chose to do that. And maybe that's because you prioritize how your family feels. Maybe that's how you value time with your family, whether it's a positive or not. Maybe you value that time. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But you get to control that. Especially most people on this podcast are full-grown adults. You get to control that. Nobody else gets to control that. So take responsibility for how you control your time. Take responsibility. You control what you put into your body as well. And this is not going to be a health kick for everybody being like, he's not a fitness trainer. Don't look at him for fitness. This is about your mind, your body, your soul. What are you putting into your body? Because you control what you do and what you put in your body as well. And that correlates to how you spend your time. What movies are you watching? What music are you listening to? What social media pages are you scrolling? What news outlets are you choosing to or not choosing to watch? I had a change of heart. So I grew up in a Christian household, and I rode to high school with people who had listened to Christian music every morning. And I was 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, whatever, how old I was, all throughout high school. Listen to Christian music on the way to school, and I was like, this sucks. I'm like, this is lame. Can't roll the windows down and bump to Christian music. Roll the windows down, blare the speakers, and you're like, praise God from whom all blessings flow. I'm rolling the windows down, trying to get a girlfriend over here being like, listen to these speakers, dude. I got praise God from who, I got the doxology going on over here. People are like, what? Pretty good singer, right? I think so. In another life, I think being a country music star, being a country music singer is probably the best life for a single man out there. Has to be single. No way it's fun with a family, but that's a whole nother story. You can ask me about that some other time if you like. Anyways, back to Christian music. Listened to it all the time. Thought it was lame. So I turned to rap music because rap music got good bass. Like, look at all these girls flocking to my 2003 minivan. Like, this is so cool. 2 years ago, I switched it back to Christian music. So pretty much now, my wife and I only listen to Christian country music. The reason being is I'm a very firm believer in what you put in your body is what comes out of your body, whether that's your mind, your body, your actual physical body, your soul, whatever that is. I wake up in the morning, some of my first thoughts are Christian music. Why is that something I haven't been doing? Was the question I had to ask. I want to wake up and have pure thoughts. I want to have gratitude thoughts. I want to have thoughts of blessing for me, my family, for others. And so that's what I choose to put into my body, right? You think that affects my mood and my thoughts throughout the day? For sure that affects my mood and my thoughts. And I'll just randomly be thinking, clear space, I'll just have a thought pop into my head, and it's a gratitude song. It's a song about how we should feel blessed, right? That's what I'm choosing to put into my body. Now, I'll listen to rap music if everybody else got it on, or if I want to turn it on for a drive. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that at all. But I am saying what you put in your body and what you put in your mind is very, very important. What does your social media page look like, right? Social media, not a bad thing. A really good thing. That's pretty much, I would assume all of you have seen our social media clips. I would say 50 or 60% of you found our podcast through social media. Actually, it's probably higher than that. So social media is a phenomenal thing because you're going to share this with others on social media, and then they're going to find us with social media too. I have confidence in that. But is your For You page full of half-naked people, or is it full of motivational quotes? Is it full of people who are internet famous because they're very attractive, or is it full of business entrepreneurs, men and women who have grown businesses based on what they've done? What is your For You page? My For You page, when I had a TikTok, I don't anymore because I was wasting too much time on it. I wasn't driving any needles. When I did have a TikTok page, it was all business, all the time. It was all motivational quotes. All motivational speakers, because that's what I wanted to feed myself with. Here's a story for you. I was at Planet Fitness the other day, and they're not a sponsor, but maybe we should get them on here. I was at Planet Fitness the other day, and I was on the treadmill, and I'm looking at all these TVs. There are 44 TVs at Planet Fitness. None of them had positive news on. Fancy that. None of them had positive news on. Everything was negative. Even the sports channels, all negative. All talking down about somebody. Talking down about the news. There was both sides of the political spectrum on the TVs, and they both had negative things to say all at the same time. I'm looking at all these 44 TVs, and I was dumbfounded. I texted Hunter. I said, this is crazy. This is absolutely nuts. What are we doing in society today that the only thing we're pumping out is negative? And you know why? Is because some of the highest paid engineers in the world, some of the smartest men and women in this country are paid a lot of money to figure out how to keep people scrolling, keep people's attention. What news story is going to get more attention? A puppy is saved on the side of the road, or America's about to be bombed? I would assume if you took 1,000 people and showed them both articles, they would probably click the latter first. That's my assumption. You can have your own assumption. But they're always trying to sell us something. The number of ads an individual exposed to today on a daily basis is in between 4 and 10,000 ads. 4 and 10,000 ads a day that the average American is being exposed to. So you don't think what you put in your eyes, what you put in your mouth, your ears, you don't think that's important? What you're scrolling on social media? Everybody's trying to sell you something. Everybody's trying to sell you something. And they don't care how they do it. They don't. We're flooded with purchasing opportunities. Flooded with purchasing opportunities. And most of those ads are to get your attention. So what are you putting in your body? Where are you putting your time and your energy? I just want to ask you that today. Where are you putting your time and energy? Do a time audit of your week. Don't change everything today. That's not what I'm saying. Don't change everything today. That's not what I'm saying. Just do a time audit of your week. Write down everything you do during the day, everything that you spend time on. Put it on a calendar or put it on a piece of paper. Okay, here's another actionable step. I want you to do this for 1 week. That's it. Just 1 week. Write down everything you do during the day. At the end of the day, take 3 highlighters, a green, a yellow, and a red one. Highlight the things in green that gave you energy, that you enjoy doing. The ones in yellow, maybe it's a meeting that you're like, I had to go to it. It wasn't great. It wasn't bad. Maybe it was going to class. Maybe it was studying for an exam. Maybe it was going to practice if you're an athlete. Whatever it is, just put it in yellow. You're like, I had to do it. It wasn't great. It wasn't bad. That's cool. And everything that sucked the life out of you, put it in red. At the end of each day, do that. Because at the end of the week, you're not going to remember what Monday and Tuesday did. Now go back and look at your calendar. Just look at it. You don't need to change anything right away, but look at it. Is the whole calendar green? I feel like you're doing a pretty good job. Don't change anything. Keep going. If the whole calendar is red, we should do something different about that. That's not healthy. If it has a mix, now you can start time blocking your reds or your yellows together. And so instead of having a couple reds sprinkled throughout the day, you're like, I hate using my time here and I hate using my time here. And I saw social media today at 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. and 6 and 8. And maybe those are all reds. Maybe you just shift that to like from 12 to 12:30 every day I'm going on social media. Right? Figure out a time system so you can buy back some of your time because time is limited. Last thing I got for you today, real quick and easy for you, gratitude amplifies life. I start my morning with a prayer of thanksgiving every day. It's the first thing I do. Callie rolls over to pray with me. You guys have heard me say this before. Not sure if she's awake when she does it, but every morning she rolls over, gives me her hand, say a prayer of thanksgiving. 3 or 4 things that morning that immediately when I wake up, I am starting my day with gratitude. I promise you it works. I promise you it's not woo-woo-wee. If you do that, I do believe you're going to see a change in your life. Every single day is a gift. We take the little things for granted all the time. I want you to pause for a moment today and be grateful for a blessing that has been given to you or that you have created in your life. I want you to pause and feel a moment of gratitude today because you deserve it. You have earned that moment of gratitude and you deserve to feel that gratitude. If that's the only thing you get today, I'm cool with that. If you're going to do these gratitude, if it's in the morning, great. Could be a 15-minute walk at the end of the day. Could be a 15-minute walk during lunch. Say gratitude throughout the day because it is important. It is very important to be in that space consistently. Think about the positive things in your life. If you're a faith-driven person, say thanks to God. If you're not, just think about the positive things in life. I think we take a lot of things for granted. When's the last time you said thanks for your fingernails? Or your eyelashes because they don't let dirt in your eyes? Or a blanket? Right? What about your phone or your friendships? Your cat? Callie says thanks for our cat a lot. So just be gratitude. So today we talked about time as an asset. We talked about effective use of our time, task versus purpose, focusing on positive time. Give you a story of Planet Fitness, 44 TVs, all negative. Let's not consume that during the day where you're putting your time and your energy. And the last thing is that gratitude amplifies your life. Let's inspire others and continue to grow together.